What's going on, everyone? It's Kenny Cummings here from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. And joining me at this time is a hip hop artist out of Kentucky. He was one of the performers of the Break Your Resolutions show, courtesy of the Kentucky Villains. And he's on to a good start. Definitely keep an eye on this cat. He go by the name of Stillborn. He's with me right now. What's going on, man?
What's up with you, man? You know what I'm saying? Just enjoying life and everything like that, and trying to, reap in benefits. You feel me?
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to getting to know you more.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Absolutely. So let's start with the show from last week. You was one of the performers for Break Your Resolutions tour. Break Your Resolutions show, excuse me. You was one of the performers. It's your first performance of the new year. How did it feel getting out there performing in front of the crowd?
I'm sorry, I missed that last sentence.
Oh, okay. How did it feel to get out there and perform at Al's Ball last week?
Man, it feels great. You know what I'm saying? I've been out of the game for a little bit, so everybody gets a little bit nervous before they go on. But once I get to moving around and seeing the crowd vibe with it and everything like that, I get into my zone. Performing is one of the biggest things that I love to do, other than recording. It's something that I absolutely love to do, and I'll probably do it until the day that I die.
It was the first time I've seen you perform. Obviously, I first heard of you because you're on the bill on this show, courtesy of the Kentucky Villains. Shout out to Otto Eyes and Van Gogh, two talented artists themselves, and they give artists like you the platform to go out there and perform. And considering, like as you point out, you've been out the game for a while, and that was a nice way to get back into the game of sorts, and it's just a matter of where you go from here. But you got to start somewhere, pretty much. So kudos.
Yeah, most def, and shout out also to the Kentucky Villains for putting me on that slot right there.
And shout out to the rest of the performers: Dusty Lee, Pardon My Insanity crew, Swisher, Penn Jots, Jay.
Creedon.
Yeah, you're Creeding in the PMI crew. Shout out to everyone that performed. So as far as you concerned, exactly what got you started into being a recording artist, man?
What got me into it?
Yeah.
Man, I grew up bumping Brother Lynch Hung, and I grew up bumping Esham. And man, that's what influenced me. And as I always, when I started out, I was on karaoke machines and kind of like the next man, and setting up little homemade microphones on my laptop PC, and passing out little tapes that sounded like pure shit, but everybody's bumping it. I guess just to support me. At that point in time, like I said, I was young, was probably about 13 or 14, handing out little demos and everything. And once I started seeing the reaction that I got back from those people that I was passing the demos out to, it stung me that this is definitely what I want to do with my life.
That's awesome, man. And one thing I noticed in your performance last week is that you definitely bring a lot of energy. You definitely... as we like to say, turn up. You was turn up for sure. I like the energy. I like just you into it. You're feeling good. Like you feel like you was at control, man, and the crowd was feeling it. So it was just it was a good sight, very good sight.
Yeah, the energy in the club was nice. The energy in the club was very nice, and there wasn't no haters. There wasn't no haters out there at that show. Usually I run into some haters that are also there on the slot or on the bill, and I've ran into a lot of haters that like don't really want to fuck with your music because they're there to perform too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really explain it. It's just the vibe you get from them. You know what I'm saying? But at that show right there, I can absolutely say I ain't run into nobody hating. You know, I mean, it was nothing but love at that show.
I totally agree, man. I felt like that show in particular, you know, people were into each other. They were supporting each other. They were seeing all the performers, and that's a good sight.
But
Especially
with the energy, every show that I do, with that, you will get, I don't care if it's one man standing out there and I'm performing in front of one man, or if I'm performing in front of 500 people to 5,000 people, that individual will get the same exact amount of energy that I showed that night, if not more. And I just want everybody to know that, you know what I'm saying? If they come and see my show, expect that, you know, expect energy. I'm not just going to stand there and hold my nuts and just talk shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's not just the music. You know, when you're performing, it's it's the actual performance that you give. You know what I'm saying? You know, people go listen to I've seen like OJ the Juice Man sets and shit like that, and he's got, you know, I'm not down in his music. You know, he's got nice music, he's got catchy music. But his performance is, you know, basically kind of just him standing there. And I believe that, you know, the energy, like, you know, like what Tech Nine brings into his sets, or what ICP brings into their sets and everything like that, that's what makes the show. That's what gets people, I think, involved with you. That's how you capture the audience. And once you capture the audience, they're going to start listening to what you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not up there feeling your own shit, why the fuck are they going to feel it out there in the crowd? If you ain't up there feeling your own shit, they're sure as hell ain't going to feel it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I would just like to drop that in there for anybody that, you know, hasn't really done shows yet, up and coming, trying to get there and everything like that. That's a big part of it, man. You got to capture that audience. You got to capture their attention. Otherwise, their attention's going to go elsewhere.
That is some great input. Absolutely. And, you know, it's one thing to have butterflies. It's one thing to be a little bit nervous. I mean, it happens to all artists, no matter what genre you do, you know, band, solo artist, group. Like, you're going to have some case of little nerves, but when you're on that stage and when your song is being played, you definitely better bring it. So it's just something to keep in mind. Whether you're established artist or whether you're up and coming artist, indie, unsigned, whatever the case may be, you definitely want to get noticed. Just go out there, perform, have the confidence, and get the crowd into it. That's just what it boils down to for all artists out there. So now that you got your first show, your first performance of the new year, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, what's next for Stillborn? You got more shows on the way? You got new music on the way?
Yeah, I'm working on a mixtape right now called Trials and Tribulations. I got one song on it on YouTube right now. Just type in Stillborn nowadays. And it's not a music video or nothing. You know, that was the first track I made off the mixtape, so I went ahead and uploaded it just so I can show people what the mixtape is really going to be about. And really, it's, you know, I talk a lot about selling drugs because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I talk a lot about doing prison time because I've done it. You know what I mean? I've talked about, I've talked about anything that I really talk about on a record. I've lived it. I've experienced it in some sort of way or fashion. And I keep it 100 in my music. You know, P.O. probably don't like it, but you know what I mean. The album Trials and Tribulations, the mixtape, is coming. It's going to be on DatPiff and Bandcamp and Reverb Nation, all that. You're going to be easily able to find it. We got a show coming up in Danville, Kentucky, February 6th at Massey's. and doors open up at 8 o'clock, and I would love to see a whole lot of people out there to support the movement. We're going to have, I think we got the Kentucky Villains coming. I think we got Hoser coming, or Hauser. I can't remember how you pronounce the name. We got him coming. We got Cretan coming. We got D-Dog, the Fall Child, coming. We got Thrax showing up. We got Hideous showing up. Man, we got more people out there, and if I forgot their names, my bad, my apologies. But we got more artists coming to perform, and it's gonna be a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? I know one artist, I think Hauser said that he's gonna bring a whole party bus full of motherfuckers. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The place is gonna be packed. And it's going to be live. It's going to be jumping, Danville, Kentucky, February 6th. If you ain't fucking there, then you're at home beating off or something. I don't know what you're doing with life if you ain't there.
Danville, Kentucky is the place to be next month, early February. If you're near the area, at least, stop by, support local music, support local hip-hop. Stillborn and many others are performing there. Be on the lookout for Trials and Tribulations coming soon. In the meantime, you can hear the first song on his YouTube page. You was mentioning about this, the description of this record, and you're talking about things and issues that you've been through. And then there's artists out there, whether it's mainstream or indie or local, they tend to put music out about things that they fabricate, not being honest, not being real about what they go through. What do you say to those people who puts music out, like a Slim Jesus, for example? He talks about guns and whatnot, and then he goes on to say in an interview he's never been about that life. What do you say to those people?
Fuck Slim Jesus, for one. Like, whoever seen that cat and thought that dude had any type of ability whatsoever. All right, not just based off, you know. And I'm not a hater, bro. If I hear a record, if I hear a track, bro, and it's a banger, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, dude's hot. You know what I'm saying? Dude's got skills. Go get his shit now. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind to say it. I'm not a hater, but them cats, Slim Jesus, like, he does not need to be in the scene. And I seen the YouTube I seen the YouTube video of dude coming from the crowd and snatching the mic out of dude's hand. You know what I'm saying? The dude just stood there and stared at it. Right. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And for him to put Jesus on his name, I mean, I ain't even going to touch religious aspects in this, but I mean, that's kind of disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's disrespecting the game into an entirety. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's never hustled. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't pull up on dude and get a dime sack. I couldn't, not even a dime sack. I ain't got nothing forecast like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I do have for is people like ICP, Blaze, Twisted. They're not living those, and Bubba Lynch, they're not living those serial killer lives. You know good and well they're not living those serial killer lives. Otherwise, they'd be in prison. You know what I'm saying? But they're telling, you know what I'm saying? They're painting like little movies and shit. You know damn good and well he ain't out there eating people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you just enjoy it because you enjoy it. But these cats are saying it's you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different level. Like, I look at like the horrorcore scene as like film on CD. You know what I'm saying? They paint you a horror movie with words. All right. And you know, it's talented, but to get on there and, you know what I'm saying, claim that you're banging, and, you know what I'm saying, and claiming, and, you know, you don't get to get on there and say that you're banging and everything like that, and fucking black flags hanging from your fucking plastic guns at fucking Toys R Us, I mean, come on, dude. You couldn't even walk down the street and find nobody with a strap. He's so fucking gutter. He's so fucking hood. He's so everything like that. But you can't walk. You don't know a motherfucker that you can go get a real strap from. You gotta go buy a goddamn, even if you didn't own a gun. You know what I'm saying? Say you ain't got the money to buy a strap. But you in this gang, you know what I'm saying? You banging, right? But you gotta show toy guns in your film. And you ain't a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? He's barely of age, so I mean he can clearly own a gun. I know in the state of Kentucky, like 14-year-olds can buy guns, like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so I know damn good well he could have come across some kind of gun. You know what I'm saying? And he's a bitch in my book. Yeah, he could have got his granddad's gun from like World War II and like put a musket in that bitch or something. It was real. You know what I'm saying? This fool goes and gets little toy Tech 9s and shit, waves them at the camera with his hat all backwards and blows up and gets millions of views.
All right. Before I let you go, last question. For people that wants to learn more of your work, your music, your upcoming shows, go ahead and promote your social media links, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, any other links people need to know.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at Stillborn859KY. You can find me on Facebook at Stillborn DOA. You can find me on Instagram, Stillborn859KY. You can find me on motherfucking Snapchat, Stillborn859KY. Yeah, I still own a motherfucking Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm probably still even on MySpace. Stillborn, if it ain't Stillborn859KY, it's Stillborn DOA. I'm basically on every music site you can think of. Type in one of those names and it's going to give you the gold.
All right, so Trials and Tribulations, that's coming soon. Danville, Kentucky show coming February the 6th. And so keep an eye on Stillborn. He's on to quite a busy 2016, so keep an eye on this kid.
One more thing, bro. Mm-hmm. At the show, I just want to tell everybody, at the show, I will be, and I'm not gonna say what tracks they are, but I will be doing tracks off Dead on Arrival.
There you have it. Some exclusive for you. Well, Stillborn, great chatting with you. As I told you, I enjoyed the performance at Alspar last week. Keep with the good work, man. Thank you for your time.
All right, man. I appreciate you, homie.
All right, that was Stillborn joining me here. Please check out Chilling with Jeffrey Kenny C on Saturdays from 8 to 9 p.m. on tmvcafe.com. I am Kenny Cummings, and we are signing out. You all take care.